Glad you are here, Diablo 2 fans. In comments to one of my video, user Brush Zeno said, your barb take no damage at all. Can you show your barb build? So I thought, instead of drop highlights, I will show you one of my characters, and also will tell pros and cons, how I see them. But first, I would like to thank you all for your support, and if you want to see more Diablo 2 related content, hit like and subscribe buttons. Also, you can leave your suggestions on what kind of video should I make in future. Now let's get back to barbarian build. I want to mention that I was looking for a barbarian that can run on a low budget gear, yet farm easily travincal on a hardcore difficulty, for un profit. Few videos and guides here and there, and I've made a character on a paper. The most expensive item to be efficient is a grief rune word. I prefer phase blade, since we need less attack speed to counter reduction of attack speed from cold attacks. Also, I think the best thing that comes from the grief isn't flat damage bonus, but its ignore target defense ability. With this bonus, we don't need attack rating to hit our enemies, except act bosses like Diablo or Mephisto. Since we farm travincal, grief is one of the best weapon, because councils are demons, and we have additional attack bonuses against them. Next core item in this build is laying of hands gloves. They are extremely cheap, and comes with damage to demons bonus. It's a plus 350% and it's a super huge. Next cheap item is our Helm, Talrash's mask. Super cheap, easily obtainable even playing solo self-found. With this helmet, we get huge boost to life and mana leech, resistances, our life and mana. In socket, I've placed a Naught rune for additional lightning resistance. Last but not least, I want to mention my amulet. It's a rising sun. Since in travincal we are facing a lot of fire damage, we can abuse it and stand in pool of hydras, while getting healed back. Thanks to fire absorbed from amulet, other items are replaceable, and can be swapped to other gear. In my chest armor slot, I use wealth rune word, for magic find and gold find bonuses. When I've only begun my runs, I've used smoke rune word because of high resistances bonus. Now this armor wears my mercenary. This barb can use any belt. I've picked a random string of ears belt, for life leech boost and damage reduction, but I think one of the best option would be rare belt with life, strength, and faster hit recovery. In boot slot I use gore riders, crushing blow, deadly strike, faster run and walk are very solid bonuses. Cheaper option would be goblin toe, a unique light plated boots. I've used them at the start of my journey, but gore riders I like more. For rings, I prefer rare rings with additional life leech, resistances and life. Always aim for high lightning resistance on your gear. On swap I use Heart of the Oak, so I can hit 37 faster cast rate breakpoint, and a weapon with +3 to war cry skill tab, to boost my shots and find item ability. In inventory I keep torch and annihilus charms, with highest bonus to stats. I don't need resistances from charms, so lowest roll on resistances is okay for me. As for magic charms, just a bunch of self-found life charms. As for character stats, I've put dexterity and strength enough to wear my gear. Rest I've dumped into vitality. I know that most of travincal barbarians use berserker skill, but I actually more like whirlwind as my main attack. You are practically immortal while you are spinning, thanks to high life leech, fire absorb and high damage, to keep enemies in hit recovery animation, for the most of the time. I've put 20 points in battle orders, 20 points in find item, 20 points in find potion, as it synergize find item ability. Rest points I split between sword mastery and whirlwind skill. Of course we need 1 pointers, such as berserk, natural resistances, battle commands etc. Don't forget pre-requirements, like bash and leap skills. All runs before this video I've run without mercenary, but recently I've found a steel shade unique helmet, which grants fire absorb. So now I can cruise with my mercenary. My mercenary uses Reaper's Toll to cast Decrepify Curse, and armor is a smoke rune word for resistances. Unfortunately, my mercenary isn't that durable as I am, so most of the time I run without him. I think the next big update on this barb is cannot be frozen mode. I think Chamrune in Talrash's mask is the best option. Raven Frost is a source of cannot be frozen isn't good, because we will shatter corpses. Since Raven Frost gives us cold damage, I think pros of this build are hardcore viable, huge stack life, high life and mana sustain, while you are spinning in enemies, high efficiency in travincal, fast gold hoarding, lots of gold for gamble or selling, overall cheapness, except for dual griefs as our core weapons, easy to play, you don't need high micro control and button swapping, can be great support to your party. because of battle orders, can run any game in party, and use find item to obtain some free loot. There are also some cons. Maybe they are subjective to me, but easy to get whacked at the beginning, when you have around 3000 of life. Hard for solo playing and leveling. You need a grief weapon to be good. You can effectively farm only in travincal, and most of the time you are strict to this one same location, like you are stuck in limbo. Repetitive and exhausting gameplay. If you have bad internet, or some connection problems, you may die pretty quick and cancel group while disconnected. I don't recommend to start with this build as your first or main character. That was my biggest mistake this latter season. I hope you enjoy reading this essay as much as I enjoyed writing it. If you want to see more Diablo 2 content, hit like and subscribe buttons. More content is coming soon. Stay tuned.